you guys talking. So I think I might have to change my settings. Can you hear me talking?
Yes, it's Frank.
I can hear you. Yeah, I can hear you as well, Denise. Hello.
Confused.
Hello. Hello.
Good morning. Frank Roberts, could you please say something? I want to see if my speakers are working now.
Good morning. This is Tony.
Okay, I can't hear anybody. So I'm going to have to go into my settings. Wing, can you hear me though?
I can hear you, Denise.
Maybe just give me a thumbs. Okay, so you can hear me, but I can't hear you. Okay, I'm going to have to. How about now? Can you hear me now? Okay, I can hear you now too. Okay, all right. Technical difficulties. Okay, let me set the PowerPoint up here. Okay, good morning, everybody. So as you can tell, sometimes we do have technical difficulties with our online environment. So just patience, and normally we get it worked out. Okay, so you will notice that we do have a chat in the Blackboard environment here. So
All right, now I can't hear anybody. Well, we may have lost Denise, so let's give her a second just to get back in. Hope everyone's doing okay today.
Yes, Frank. How are you today?
Doing okay. This just happened to me. My internet was out all day. It came on about 5 minutes too. So. Okay, we'll just give her a couple more minutes to see if she can get in. Okay, well, it doesn't look like Denise is having much luck getting back in, so let me share the screen. All right, so hopefully you see it up online. Hopefully everyone can hear me. If Denise gets back in, then she'll take over from here. So can everyone hear me this morning?
I can hear you, Frank.
We can all hear
Okay,
you.
good. Thank you very much.
We can hear
Thank you.
you. We can hear you.
Perfect. Okay, so this is the orientation for the construction engineering program and the civil engineering program. And it is obviously today is September 7th, and we're starting at 10 o'clock, and we should be finished around 11:30 a.m. We've got quite a bit to talk about today. Some of the material we'll just discuss, and you will have to wait until you get into your first class with your professors, and they can give you more information about it. Let me share the screen a little better. Okay, so the program coordinators, it's for construction engineering technology, it's myself, Frank Robertson. My email address is there, and this will be posted up in the construction homeroom after this is done. Okay, so you can get in touch with me that way. The civil engineering technician coordinator is Ms. Denise Minosh, the person that you just saw, and there is her email address. Now we have a lot of qualified faculty. Mr. Gary Dolch, which will be teaching you, Mr. Dino Morabito, Mr. Wing Pack, Tony Ogilvy, and Alec Racco. Okay, so these are the professors that you'll have access to all year, and you can email us anytime you want, and we can meet up on Blackboard here if you want, anything like that, and we can go through any issues that you actually have. So we have synchronous delivery this term because of COVID. Obviously, things have changed a little bit. So it will all be done via the Blackboard Collaborate Ultra platform, the one that we're on today. And it will be based on your timetable. So you show up to this Blackboard session. Your session will be listed underneath your course that you have there. Okay, and it is based on your timetable. So if your class starts at 8:30, you show up at 8:30 and so on. Okay, teaching this year in CAP 1432 computer applications will be Wing Pack. CAP 1434 CAD 1 will be Denise Minosh and Tony Ogilvy. Civil 1130 will be Construction Estimating 1, which is Dino Morabito and Ms. Minosh. Myself, I'll be teaching you architectural drafting, 1126, and 3 hours will be on your schedule for in class. Okay, and we'll have one asynchronous, so you'll have a hybrid that you'll be doing on your own for 1 hour. Okay, if you have any questions, just put them in the comments because the other professors are having a look at the comments and they're answering all your questions as we go. Okay, asynchronous delivery as well is for your COM 122, which is Introductory to Writing and Communications in the Workplace, and Lynn Ferry looks after that. Okay, we have Effective Learner, STD 1110. Randy Conlon will be teaching you that one. And for your mathematics one, for the School of Trade Studies, you have Mark. I'm not going to try and pronounce his last name because I'll do it wrong. And that's a blended delivery, 1 part asynchronous and 2 part synchronous. We have Jeffrey Timko and Lisa Kernahan that will be also teaching you math. Okay. Academic advising. Again, you're not supposed to remember all this, but it will be up on Blackboard for you to have a look at. Technology Studies Academic Advisor is Catherine Gottlieb. And International Academic Advisor is Charles Ahun. Okay, and there's other sites that you can go to after this is done if you want to know more. Some more information about the orientation, student checklist, things to do before you start classes, and student services at the college. So if you need some help or you need some tutoring or things like that, that's who you contact. So make sure you keep in mind where this information is being stored, okay, and go back in and check this out when you need some more information. Okay, there's a good saying by Woody Allen that 80% of success is showing up. So in this program, it's a pretty tough program. Both programs are very work intensive. If you show up and you do the work as explained, as instructed, you will succeed. It's not a course where you can show up for half of the classes and expect to be successful, because there is a lot that we go through and you have a lot of different varieties of subjects that we touch on. Okay, so show up and succeed. That's one. Your time management, you have your schedules there, and you also need to consider adding an electronic calendar for you so you can quickly edit and take things in and out. Obviously, everyone has a phone and your laptop. You can do that on there. It'll help you manage your items that you have to get done. Okay, you have a lot of courses and a lot of assignments to be done. It's pretty easy to mix up some due dates or delivery dates if you're not tracking them properly. So consider putting them into your phone and just managing your time a little bit better. Okay, you can always ask the professors how long they think your assignment will take to do. If it's 7 hours and you have 7 days to do it, well, you've got an hour and 15 minutes per day to get that done in order to hand it in on time. So those are the sort of things that you talk about. I'll go in more detail on time management. I have a short PowerPoint that I do on time management in your first drafting class with me, which is next week. Okay, you start next Tuesday with me. Key dates. Classes commence Wednesday, September 8th, okay, which is tomorrow. Thanksgiving, Monday, October 11th, there are no classes. And we also have the 717 format, so the midterm break is from October 25th to October 29th. There are no classes. You may still have homework to do, and you still may have assignments to hand in, but there are no classes that you show up to that week. Okay, your professors will tell you if you have something to hand in at that time. The last day of classes is December 17th, and your final grades will be available to you on December 24th. Okay, and after our nice little break, we get back to the winter term on January 10th of next year. Not sure how the format of that will go yet. Hopefully we'll be in class, but we don't know yet. We'll be discussing that in a few weeks. Okay. Again, any questions, put them in the comments there, and the other professors will answer them for you. Plagiarism. What is it, and what happens if you engage in plagiarism? Plagiarism is pretty easy to define. It's you personally using someone else's work and submitting it as if it's your own. Okay, you cannot borrow someone else's work. You cannot take someone else's AutoCAD file, put it in your drawing, and hand it in as your own. That's plagiarism. When you are using someone else's work and saying it's your own, that's what you're committing. If you engage in plagiarism and you are caught by one of us plagiarizing, it's not a nice situation. There's a possibility you will definitely get 0 on that assignment or test or exam, whatever it is. You'll also be written up and put on warning. Okay, you're only allowed 2 plagiarism attempts. So if you do get caught and it's your second or third, it's a big deal. You then go to the associate dean, and the associate dean will determine your fate. So you can be expelled from the program if you continue to plagiarize. Bottom line is, it's just not worth it. If you can't get an assignment done, take the 0. Okay, do not cheat. We catch people every year. AutoCAD, Revit, Civil 3D, really, really easy to find out if they have been plagiarized. There are so many markers in those programs that it's very easy. Your estimating class, using Excel spreadsheets, Mr. Morabito will find out instantly if you have plagiarized. So it's just not worth it. Sometimes you have to take that 0. Okay, do your best. If you hand in something that's not complete, you'll get partial marks. But don't take someone else's work, put it into your work, and think that you're going to get marked on it and get away with it. Okay? Again, that's a real issue. That is really something that we look at, especially with this online format. We have a lot of strategies put in place to make sure that this is not happening. Just not worth the chance. We have students' rights and responsibilities. And Gary, are you going to talk about this?
Sure, I can talk about this.
Thank you, Gary. Just trying to bring it up now.
Yeah, no, all good. Good morning, everybody. My name is Gary Dolch. I will not have you this first term. Actually, probably not till till second year, but look forward to meeting you all in person eventually. One of the things that happened when you came to college is you instantly became an adult. And when you became an adult, you have taken on some responsibilities. And you also have, with responsibilities, you have rights. The responsibility portion is really important because you're responsible for missed work. You're responsible for finding out if you missed a class, what happened. But we're not responsible for you anymore. This isn't high school. We're not going to let you do an assignment over again. We're not going to take an assignment a week late and those types of things. Most of the professors here will give you 50% off if your assignment's late by as much as a minute. So we're pretty strict on all those types of things. You are responsible for all of those things. You're responsible for showing up to class. You're responsible for everything. You're an adult. We're not going to be talking to your parents. We're not going to be calling you to wake you up in the morning. We're not going to be emailing your parents to say that you missed 3 classes or you missed 2 assignments. It's not happening. Okay, so as of right now, you are on your own. But with that comes rights, and your student rights are written down on this website here. You'll find it in your in Blackboard, and you have rights, and your rights are to know about tests well in advance, major assignments well in advance. Your rights are to have a happy learning environment, or without without being harassed or anything along those lines. You've got all kinds of rights as well that come with being an adult and being in college. So read up on them, find out what your rights are, and find out what your responsibilities are, because it starts tomorrow and your first class. All right. Thank you.
Thank you, Gary. All right, safety. You have some items that are going to be discussed now, and I think Mr. Pack is going to speak about this. So Wang, if you're ready.
Yeah, I could speak about the safety equipment. So some safety equipment which you're going to need, and especially when you're visiting construction sites and working in a materials lab, are safety boots, safety glasses, safety vest, and a hard hat. So one thing I want to emphasize is that you're not going to need these equipment until the winter term. So for example, your first material class, which is Materials 1, where you'll be working in TC 165, you'll be mixing and batching concrete. During that lab class, which is in the winter term, January 2022, you're going to be expected to wear your safety boots and safety glasses. And also, hopefully by the winter term, some of the restrictions with COVID-19 and the pandemic, they hopefully would have eased up. So hopefully there'll be more opportunities to visit construction sites. So, on these site visits, you definitely be expected to wear your hard hat and safety boots. And depending on the site, you may need a safety vest or safety glasses. Okay. So in terms of these pieces of equipment, safety glasses, safety vest, hard hat, those 3 items Niagara College will provide to you. They're free of charge, and they're already included in your material fees. The only thing we don't provide are your safety boots. And you don't have to go out today and rush out and buy yourself a pair. You don't already own a pair. You can wait until the winter. But if you're going to be buying a pair of safety boots, you got to make sure that they're CSA certified for use on a construction site. And how you can tell is that usually on the boot, and in terms of the marker, is usually a triangular green marker. If you look on the slide, on the bottom left-hand corner, there's a safety boot, and on the side of the safety boot, there is this triangular green patch. That is your CSA certification. That indicates the boot in terms of the toe of the boot, and the underside of the boot has been reinforced. So you can imagine if you drop a heavy bucket or piece of concrete under your toe, or you can step on a sharp nail, you're not going to be injured. Okay. So Again, I want to emphasize, you're not going to need safety boots until the winter term. So you can hold off on buying this probably until Christmas. Maybe you can suggest you have nice family member, maybe suggest this as a Christmas present. You don't already own a pair. Okay. With that, I'm going to pass the presentation back to Frank, and I think he's going to talk about your NC laptops. Frank,
Okay,
back
thank
to you.
you, Wayne. Again, any other questions, then get in touch with Mr. Pack, and he will explain in more detail, what you need for your safety boots and such. Okay, thank you, Wayne. All right, the next thing we're going to talk about are laptops. And again, in your first class with me next week, I'll have a little bit more of a PowerPoint to explain a little bit more about how things are working, a little bit more detail. Right now, we're going to just touch on the basics. I'll expand on it next week. So you must use the college leased laptops that have been provided to you. Okay, now the cost of these laptops are included in your tuition. So you're not paying any more for it. What you paid for tuition included this laptop. The laptops have software loaded onto them already. And I have a few slides to reinforce this as we get going. Products are listed on, but you do need to borrow licenses to operate some of them, mostly the Autodesk products. Okay, in order to do that, you must use the VPN, which is a virtual private network. I'll explain that in a couple slides coming up. Okay, so we have to log on to that to borrow these software licenses. Other software available using apps anywhere. Okay, and I'll go into more detail on those in just a couple seconds. Okay, there is one major announcement that if you haven't picked up your laptop yet, you must contact this email address below, IT Service Desk at Niagara College, and make arrangements to come in and pick it up. Okay, you have to come onto campus to do that. And obviously with the COVID, there's a lot of protocols we have to follow. So you must follow this link down here. And again, this will be in the Construction Homeroom Studies class. You must follow these requirements before you can come on campus. Okay, and it's not a huge list, but it's pretty substantial and it must be done. It's not something you can say, they'll let me go, because they're not going to. You must follow these instructions to the letter and make arrangements to come on campus and pick up your laptop. You are going to need your laptop starting tomorrow. So if you haven't, then please make arrangements as soon as you can to get to the college here and have your laptop. If you're not anywhere near the college, if you're in another country, then obviously you're going to use Splashtop to log in. A little bit more on that next week. Okay, so make sure you follow these protocols. So here's a little bit of laptop information. You will use the same laptop for 2 or 3 years. You'll have it for 2 years if you're in the civil program. You'll have it for 3 years if you're in the construction program. Okay, so it's pretty important that you take care of it. Okay, it's got to last you for these 2 or 3 years. When you finish your program and you're ready to graduate, you have a $1 buyout on this laptop. And what that is it is stripping the laptop of all the programs that require licenses, such as all the Autodesk programs. I'll use that as the examples. AutoCAD, Revit, Civil 3D. We can't give you that software, obviously, because it's paid for by the college. So you use that software for 3 years. When you're done with your laptop and you're ready to graduate, you bring the computer back in. They take all those programs off and they clean it up for you, and then they return it to you. So you keep the laptop when you're done. Okay, and I'll tell you the details about the laptop when in a couple slides from now. So they're very substantially set up laptops, especially for the Autodesk programs, which are very RAM heavy. Okay, I'll explain those in a couple minutes. If you're changing programs, and this happens all the time, each year, if you get in and 2 weeks into this, you say, wow, the construction program's not for me, or the civil program is really not interesting me, please stay in the college. If you're going to get out of the program, please return the laptop, because you get a refund, prorated refund on that laptop when you return it. Okay, so please stay in the college. Even if you go to the general arts and studies, stay in the college to get your college credits, But if you're not going to stay in the program, it's really advisable that you take the laptop back. Okay, the laptop is fairly expensive. It's more expensive than buying it at Best Buy or something like that. But there are benefits for buying it, and obviously we have the software loaded on. Do not attempt to service the laptop yourself. Your laptop is covered by our IT department for the entire length of time that you're at the college. So if anything goes wrong with these laptops, your hard drive crashes, your screen stops working, it's not saving, it's not booting up, you take it to IT, COVID, you have to contact IT and make arrangements, okay, to have this service. Now, there are a few options that we have to do this to make it a little bit more convenient. Many options for services include bringing it into the college, and they will try and fix it there. If they can't fix it there, they will give you a loaner. So you're never without your laptop in this program. They've also had some success of remotely logging into your computer and fixing small things remotely. And that's been pretty successful as well. But again, as soon as you see the laptop giving you some issues, it's not booting up correctly, or it's all automatically shutting off, or it's giving you a blue screen, contact IT immediately and make an appointment, okay, and discuss it with them. All the college laptops have been configured to work with the college software, okay, and we take quite a bit of time to make sure that all of our programs are set and everything is working in this. So it is on the college laptop that these are going to work most efficiently. Other software, you use at your own risk. Now, if you go into Apps Anywhere, you'll see some other Autodesk products. Now, if you load those other Autodesk products on there, there's a good possibility that they will interrupt the service of your AutoCAD or your Revit or your Civil 3D. Okay, so it's not something you want to do on your laptop, is add other stuff. You can add music programs and small things like that. Photo programs, that's not an issue. It's when you're getting into the very large programs that they don't want you to load anything else on. Okay. Again, the information that you can get for laptops is Niagara College Laptop Program Frequently Asked Questions. Okay. So they are yours. You have to look after them. And our IT is all certified, so they know what's going on with these laptops. They've been working with them for years. They're very good at keeping our laptops up and running. Okay. Again, if you have any additional questions while this is going on, go in the chat. Another professor will answer the question that you have. Okay. The laptop that you're getting or you have gotten, it's a Dell Precision 3551. There are the specs. I don't think I need to read them, but you've got 16 megs of RAM. You've got a 252 stainless steel solid state drive. I'm not much of a computer person, but still. And you've got a really souped up 4 gig video card to run the Autodesks and things like that. Okay, so they're a very powerful machine. You can't get this particular model at somewhere like Best Buy. So that's why we ask that you use the college. We insist that you use the college programs. If you were to try and use another laptop from Best Buy and it breaks down, you're going to be without it for 2 or 3 weeks. They don't fix them in-house, they send them out. 2 or 3 weeks in this program is like a year. You will be so far behind, it'll be extremely hard to catch up. So that's why we insist that we give you these laptops and we give you the power that you need to run all of the programs. Software that's loaded on Revit, AutoCAD Revit, and Civil 3D are preloaded on the laptops. You do, however, have to borrow a license. Okay, and we can give you the information about that. Okay, you have WinS and MathCAD, and you have to activate the licenses. Your professors will show you how to do that. Okay, we're not asking you to guess on anything. We'll show you everything. And you have Microsoft Office, which includes Word, Excel, PowerPoint, and Microsoft Project. Okay, the antivirus that's installed on this laptop is the only one that they want on this. So please don't add in any additional antivirus software or anything like that. Microsoft Forefront antivirus works absolutely great for us. Okay, so please don't add on another one. Okay, here's something that doesn't get spoken about, but it's really something that you need to be clear on. When you are using your laptops, these are very valuable, obviously, and there's quite a market for them. if you can, make sure that you have insurance to cover this laptop. It's generally a rider on either your home insurance or your car insurance. But I would suggest that you just contact your insurance company and see if someone breaks into my car and steals my laptop, is it covered? Okay, that's very important. We actually had a student about 4 years ago. They broke into his car, stole his hockey equipment, his laptop, and his books. So that wasn't a nice situation. Okay, never leave these unattended, not for a minute. Okay, if you're in Starbucks and you go to the bathroom, boy, close the lid and take it with you. If you're quickly running into the store and it's in your car, even if your car is locked, I suggest that you just, hide it and make sure that it's covered. Don't leave it open on the front seat or anything like that. Okay. Again, please check the insurance to make sure that you are covered. And a strong suggestion from all of us, make sure that you back up your work. Whether you use the cloud drive through the college, flash drives, make sure you save your work daily, I would suggest. Okay, when you're working on one of Mr. Morabito's classes and he's got an Excel sheet open for you, you can lose a lot of work in just one day. Okay, if you're working on Civil 3D and you lose a drawing, that's a day's work. That's a lot of work. So make sure that you back everything up, I would say daily. That's my choice. Okay, again, any questions? Go into the chat. Okay, this is directly from Dell. You have a fan that comes out of the bottom of your machine, and you have an air vent. It may be on the side or it may be on the bottom. These cannot be blocked, obviously. They are the items that are cooling this machine down, which do run very, very hot, as I'm sure you know. I'm sure you figured out. So please don't put them on a blanket when you're doing your homework and you're all comfy underneath your old onesie there, and you've got your fan blocked and your air vent. That will superheat up the machine and can do some damage to it. So make sure that you don't block those. Okay, it's really easy with a nice blanket to do that. They get warm, so don't block the air vents. Also, do not cover the AC adapter. The AC adapter heats up as well. And you can go online and see videos of these things catching fire underneath a blanket and a sheet. So you really have to be careful and make sure that you don't do anything to get these items hot and warm. Okay, from Dell, again, to clean these screens, please do not spray Windex on the screen and wipe it. It will go down the bottom and can cause some damage. So they ask that you spray it on a cloth to wipe the screen. Okay. This is something that's very, very important. Not so much this time of year, but come January, it's very important. The operating temperature range for a laptop, for these particular laptops from Dell, are 5 degrees to 35 degrees Celsius. And right now, it's not bad. We're in 27-degree weather. It's pretty nice. No worries. What's happened to students before, we have 8:30 classes in January when it's minus 30 out, and they've left a laptop in the car overnight, rush in to do an 8:30 quiz or assignment or test, and their laptop just doesn't respond. It's basically because it's frozen. So these have to be gradually let, to thaw out, if you will. So try not to leave it in your car. Make a point not to leave it in your car when it is cold overnight. If it's in the trunk or anything like that, it's still going to get minus 30. So we really have to make sure that we keep inside of this operating range. Okay. Remember, you have to work with these for 2 or 3 years. So we need to look after them. And once again, any problems, call IT to make an appointment. Okay, any laptop repairs? Okay, IT service desk at niagaracollege.ca, and they will respond to you and they will come up with the best solution that they have in order to make your laptop run again. Okay, remember, they're looking after it. It is your laptop for the time you're in the college. They're going to service it for the entire time. Okay, so let them take control of it. Let them be responsible for all the upgrades and all the changes that have to be made. Okay. Again, if there's any questions about the laptops, now would be the time. We've got a whole bunch of professors sitting there waiting for your questions. So, okay, the next thing I want to touch on, and this is the VPN Global Protect that we use at the college. Before you can download any programs, you may need to launch the VPN Global Protect. You will definitely have to load the VPN Global Protect for borrowing licenses. Okay, the VPN Global Protect is a system used to connect to a virtual private network. So you're, excuse me, you're connecting to the college networks to do that, to bring the license onto your laptop. A laptop's mandatory, and are you allowed to use your own? Thomas, someone will answer that question inside of the comments. No, you can't use your own, but someone will answer that for you. Okay, now I'm just showing you this. I'm not expecting you to try it now because we don't want you to download anything right now. To do it, it's pretty basic and pretty straightforward. Down the bottom of your screen, you will see to this small arrow, inverted arrow. Okay, you click on that, that opens up this box. And what you're looking for is this globe, Global Protect. So guess what? They use a globe. Okay, and you'll get a message saying that you're not connected. And all you do down the bottom is click connect, and it will connect you and let you know when it is. Okay, and that will allow you to download the license. You may also, during your time here, you may also get an error message when you're using some of the Autodesk products that tell you that it can't find the license. The first thing you should try before you contact IT is going down and turning your VPN Global Protect on. And most of the time that rectifies the problem. Sometimes it doesn't, and you still have to contact IT. But my dealings with all the AutoCAD, most of the time that works. So if you're having that issue, look for the VPN Global Protect. Okay. Now, the connection to the VPN is only required when you borrow the software licenses. So once you've borrowed the software license, there's no need to be continuously connected to the VPN. Simply disconnect from it. Okay, so going back to this one, you simply say disconnect at the bottom. Okay, so connect, borrow your license, and disconnect. We don't need to be on it continuously. Okay, now we're going to talk about apps anywhere. Is the VPN free? Yes, it is. Introduction to apps anywhere. Now, the college is using this as a remote system for software. It is basically an app store for accessing software. So I'll show you a few slides in a second. You'll get prompted to choose a software that you want to download. Okay. So Apps Anywhere is just an app store. It's a big, there's a common question, and the question is, can I use my PC to load software? Chances are, and this is only chances are, no, because Apps Anywhere will not likely validate your home PC. You can certainly try it. My two computers, one computer does and one computer doesn't at home here. So the laptop, college laptops are configured to allow you to download software and borrow software licenses where your home PC is not. And the reason the validation may not work is because really you don't have the right to download the, let's say, an Autodesk product onto your home PC. Okay, it's supposed to remain on your laptop. And when you are done graduating, obviously we're not giving away Autodesk programs, so that's why we can take it off. So we prefer strongly that you only work on your laptop, and that way everything should be configured to save all of your drawings up to the OneDrive and things like that, the cloud, to save. Okay, so chances are no, it won't work. At this stage, do not download any programs until you're instructed by your professor. So as the weeks get going and someone needs you to use a specific program, they will tell you then to go on and download it and how to license it and so on. Okay, on your machine, AutoCAD 2020, Revit 2020, Civil 3D 2020 has been preloaded on your laptop. Do not launch these through Apps Anywhere. Okay, they are locally on your machine, and if you go on and try and launch them through Apps Anywhere, it will make a real mess. Okay, because it's a totally different system being hard installed on your laptop. Okay, so don't do anything until the professors instruct you to do that. Okay, thank you. Launching a program is pretty straightforward and pretty easy. Okay, when you do log on to your internet browser, and the college prefers that you use Chrome, as soon as you log in, you should get your two tabs that are automatically open. You have Niagara College and you have your homepage, Niagara Portal. Okay, so you can just click on the Niagara College and it will bring you in, or you can go into your Blackboard Home tab and you will see an icon there, this icon that says Apps Anywhere. And to get in, you just simply click that and it launches it. Okay, when you get in there, it shows you all the programs, and that can be a little bit overwhelming because a lot of the programs we don't need and we don't use. All available will be shown, and that's as you see on this day, it was 151 programs there. If you want to just get things a little bit easier, okay, you can go to categories, which is up top here. Whoop, I'm just trying to get rid of all these messages. And you can choose the construction civil program. And as you see it, it isolates it and gives you a little bit more, it makes it a little bit easier to see what we need placed on. So you will have to go back and do some. If we want Adobe or something like that, you may have to go back to the all available. But if you want to just see what the quick programs for our program is, you can use the categories. Okay, so you can see that when people are having questions here, they're putting them in the comments and our professors are just answering them right away. So all of your questions are getting answered. So that's a great thing. Okay, so if you have any more, we have, actually our Associate Dean just stopped in, Mr. John De Silva. So he is our new Dean. I didn't know if you wanted to say something, John, while you were here.
Hi, Frank. How are you?
I'm doing well. Thank you. How are you?
Good. I'm doing well. Thank you so much. And thank you to the entire team here. I really appreciate it. And first and foremost, I want to thank everybody for choosing Niagara College, and congratulations. The construction civil program is one of our key fundamental core programs that we have. It's on the forefront of when we talk about construction and civil, with a tremendous presence in the Niagara region and surrounding area. So I welcome everybody, and you're in really good hands with Frank, Denise, and the rest of the team in order getting the knowledge aspect of what construction civil is. So thank you, and thank you so much, Frank, for inviting me to this as well. So I really appreciate it.
Oh, you're welcome, John. Glad you stopped in. I know you got a busy morning too, so I'm glad you took time for us. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Okay, and to launch a program, where am I? Very, very easy. You just simply select the program you want and you click launch. Okay, and that will start to download a little bit of the program. Again, I'll go into this more detail in our first class in 1126, but we just wanted to because I don't see you for a week, I just wanted to give you a heads up on how things work. If you want to know more information about the program, simply click more information, and then it will tell you what's going to happen. Okay, so you find more information about this, click more info. Okay. When you do launch it, when the software is launched, you'll see something open up called the Cloud Paging Player. And that will display the items running on your laptop. So for instance, here I have a 7-zip and a J-ruler that I wanted to use. Okay, so I've clicked that and it's on my list. To start it, I simply highlight it and click launch. Okay, and what happens then is the cloud paging player is now downloading the files required to run the software. Okay, and this can take some time, depending on the size of the program, obviously. It can take a few minutes to do, but it's loading what's required to get that program started. Things happen in the background as you're using it. They're still going on. So be patient with it and let it load up and run. Okay. When you are finished, and again, this is something that is going to stop the program. It's going to take the program and shut it down. So please make sure that when you're finished, you're still working in the application. Let's say it's AutoCAD. You're going to save your work and then exit the application. So you're going to close the program down on your laptop screen, and then you'll highlight the program in the Cloud Paging Player and click stop. Okay, so make sure you save your work again and back it up, and as we spoke about a little bit earlier. So again, any questions about the VPN or apps anywhere, put them in the comments and one of us will answer. Okay, it looks like it's working out fantastic. You're putting questions in and they're getting answered right away, so that's fantastic. I'd just like to take a few more minutes with you and just a very quick introduction to Blackboard. Okay, and what is it? It is a course management system that the college uses, and it allows us to share items. So the best access for it is to use the Google Chrome. Okay, we have most success and it seems to be most stable on that. You can go in there and you can find specific announcements. Okay, construction studies homeroom, School of Technology homeroom, and your specific courses. Okay, why use it? It provides, what is it? It's a platform that allows you access to courses 24/7 for that old cliche. And why do we use it? It allows communication between the college, faculty, and students. And we can communicate to you through announcements, with calendars, with discussions, etc. Okay. Excuse me, as you get going through and you get a little bit more familiar with it, you'll find more things that you can do. It provides students with easy access to lecture notes. So most professors will post their lecture notes on Blackboard for you to review after the lecture is done. If you didn't catch something, you can go back. The majority of us will use quizzes. Okay, we post all of our assignments on Blackboard so you can retrieve them, and course information. So the course information sheets are also included up on Blackboard. It provides increased security, and you must be a registered user to get on there. So it gives us a little bit more security from the outside, if you would. Okay, when you're logged into Blackboard, you have access to 3 levels of communication. We have the college level, which is open to everyone that's a student at Niagara College. It gives you the news, my apps, online help, and so on. Then it goes down to the program level, which is in your My Blackboard. And from there you have access to tools, my organization, such as the construction homeroom, and so on. And the final level is course level. Okay, on My Blackboard, anyone that's in the program has access to that. At class level, you have to be enrolled in that class to have access to it. Okay, so if you're not loaded in Civil 1198, you can't get into it. Okay. And the opening log, and I'll go through these quickly because I think you'll find these as you navigate through Blackboard. I think that you'll learn these fairly quickly. It's pretty point and click, if you will. So obviously you have to log into Blackboard to get it. And when you do, you have access to all of the items shown on the left here. Okay, My Blackboard is the big one. That's what takes us into the program for either civil or construction. Okay, under tools, you'll see this pop-up menu here, my information, my calendar, my grades, where you go and check your grades, my tasks, and my web email. Okay, under my grades, only you have access to that. Your friends can't get in to see your marks. Okay. The Construction Studies homeroom. Available information. If we have any announcements, we will post them in the Construction Studies homeroom. So for instance, if there is a class cancellation, if someone gets sick or someone has an issue and we have to cancel the class fairly, at short notice, we'll post it in the Construction homeroom studies. If we have a field trip, hopefully we can get into those after this COVID slows down a little bit, maybe in January. If we have field trips, that's where we'll post the information. We quite often bring guest speakers into the program to just give some knowledge and some practical experience, and you can come in free of charge usually and listen to these speakers speak about some pretty interesting stuff. Construction club news, changes to schedule, anything like that can be found in the Construction Studies homeroom. Okay. Any information, things like this orientation, laptop information, and also the schedules, both of the room and the faculty. Excuse me 1 second. Okay, contacts, faculty contact information is in there. and documents such as the AutoCAD standards and any other forms that are there. Okay. In my advanced courses, you can see down the bottom right there, this happens to be the ones that I'm teaching you this term. You have drafting 1126 and drafting 1326. 1326 is the second year, so we don't have to panic about that one. You're only in the 1126. The announcements can tell you about upcoming tests and quizzes, any materials that may be required for class, something you may need to bring. It may be an announcement, look, we're working on this in the lab today, so make sure you have your safety glasses with you, or whatever it happens to be. So announcements are there. Course information is where you can find out the course outlines, and the course outlines, you'll be going through those with most of your professors in the coming week. They will tell you all about the weighted values of the courses and what the course is going to cover. Okay, and contacts for the professor. So if you need my email address, you can always go into your course, and I should be under the contacts there. Again, any questions, put them in the side there, and someone will answer them for you. It's working out fantastic. Okay. You'll see up in the top left-hand corner, you'll see two very, very important ones, two very, very important links, sorry, and that's course documents. That's where you'll find lecture notes or any specific instructions for that class. And assignments, so issued assignments, instructions, timed quizzes, which are usually password protected. You must show up and you must be in the class to get the pass room. So even if it's remotely, you log in at 8:30, you do your test. So they are password protected. And most of the time, I'll say most of the time because I don't always instant grade them, but most of the time for quizzes and things like that, you get the instant grade. So immediately you find out the mark that you actually did. Okay. Again, more on these. We'll all elaborate more on these as we get going and we start through the week and get you started. Okay, so this week, make sure that you do pick up your laptop if you haven't. Log into Blackboard and just have a look around. You can set favorites. Please go in and check out the Construction Studies homeroom and check out your courses. Some of them should be open right now. Actually, drafting 1126 is not open yet, but I will be opening it probably tomorrow. And a good suggestion is that you redirect your email to your webmail so you can get all of the information, all of the emails all at once. Okay. So again, if there's any questions, put them in the chat and we will get started. Okay. Now we have Ms. Vanosh back in, so I'm going to hand it over to her, and I believe she will end this one out. Okay. You there, Denise?
Yes, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Perfect. Okay, yes, I can. Perfect.
Okay, so this morning I had a modem issue, so that maybe is a lesson for us all. So if you are having internet connectivity issues, I actually had to reset my modem to be with you here today. So it's, even though I was a few minutes early to get started, it still caused me some trouble. So just keep that in mind. Maybe you have to reset your modem at some times.
Denise, do you want to share your PowerPoint?
Sure. Yeah, I'll do that. So we're on the vocational skills right now, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. So I think one of the questions was delivery. Okay. So for the first term, all courses for first-year students are delivered online. There will be no requirement to come to campus. And as for are they recorded, that is based upon the actual professor for the courses. So I suggest making sure that you attend the first couple classes. I know myself, we will be teaching the classes, but we highly, 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 highly recommend that you also attend them at the time that they are on your schedules. Okay, so all the courses for first term are online. So we will be meeting in the Blackboard Collaborate format for topics and for presentations and demonstrations at the times that are on your schedules. Okay, let me just share my next application here. So that's for the fall term. For the fall term, we are completely online. Now the winter term, some changes might happen, but we will discuss that as we get closer to the winter term. So you'll see on this slide here, we have vocational skills, right? And we have some of our courses that are listed here on the left-hand side and what they're applicable for the 3-year program, which is construction engineering technology, and our 2-year program, which is civil engineering technician. So when we look at these here, you will notice that we are talking to both programs now because we have a common first term. So our courses for the construction engineering technology and our civil engineering technician program, they are the same for the fall. Okay. And then we have on this slide here, you'll notice that it's kind of highlighting some differences. And one of the main differences between the two programs is that the civil engineering technician program does not deal with commercial drafting and design, nor does it give you any experience with the Autodesk product called Revit, because that's primarily a building construction based, and the civil engineering technician is more infrastructure based. So that's with your storm sewers, your water main, your sanitary. You will notice that we do have some commonality. The one program or the one course that the 3-year program, the construction engineering technology, does not get is the construction inspection program. Okay, so there's just some commonality between that. Okay, and so here's some potential careers for both of the programs. You can get into site supervision, and site supervision for both building type construction as well as infrastructure construction. You can get into surveying, so doing building layout with surveying, working for a land surveying company. You can also do design work, okay? So it's design work for our projects, as well as estimating, right? So getting up with those numbers and figures that we need in order to do a project. There's construction inspection, home design, building inspection, material testings. And those are kind of just some of the key careers that we see you going into after you've graduated. And I think that's the end here. So I'm noticing in the chat here, there are some classes that are, they're asynchronous, meaning that you have any time during the week to complete them. But then there are ones that are specifically scheduled on your timetable. And those are the ones that it is expected that if your class is at 8:30, scheduled at 8:30, that is when we want you meeting us online. If you do not have a time scheduled on your actual timetable, you do that at any time, and you just make sure that you go to the Blackboard course to ensure that you are reaching all of the deadlines. Okay, so I'm just going to look back here. Okay, so Dylan, the one question about why do I have courses in your Blackboard, but they aren't on your timetable, and that's because some of them are asynchronous. So there is not a specific time on your timetable, but they are courses that you will be attending and are required. I'm going to just pull up one of the timetables just to kind of reiterate that. 1 minute here. Okay, so this may be one of your schedules. Okay, so this is for the program Construction Engineering Technology, Section 1. And you will notice this is the timetable. And you'll notice there's a bunch of information up here in the top, Sunday at 1 a.m., right? So this is just the college's way of putting the courses that are considered asynchronous, meaning you can complete the requirements at any time during the week, just being mindful of when your deadlines are. But the ones that actually physically are on the timetable, so you'll notice here on Monday, we have CAP 1434. That is CAD 1. It is scheduled 8:30 till 9:20 on Mondays and 8:30 to 10:20 on Wednesdays. We expect you to be in the Blackboard Collaborate, like we are here today, at those specific times. So when you have courses on your timetables, that means we expect you in Blackboard Collaborate during that time frame. Okay. For the courses that are up here, and I'm going to scroll down here. So Mr. Roberts has you for a 3-hour section on Tuesdays, but there's an additional 1 hour that you will be completing sometime during the week when it's convenient for you, when you and being mindful of deadlines. Okay, so that's why you have courses in Blackboard, but you don't have it specifically in the timetable. Does that? I believe Dylan and a couple other people had that question. Is that helpful? Okay, any other, I'm noticing some other questions, something about transfer credits. Okay, so with transfer credits, you do have to talk to the academic advisor. There's a whole process with putting in the course outlines that you are looking to get transfer credits for. So it is a process that has to be completed. Typically, they suggest that you complete that before the term starts. So if you are thinking about that, I would contact the academic advisor. The academic advisor is Catherine.
Denise, just to clarify, Thomas was asking about transferring credits between construction and civil, not actually bringing in credits from another program.
Okay.
So we just let him know that to just do the first term because they're all the same anyway, and then if he wants to make a transfer from civil to construction, he could do that after the first term.
Yes. Okay, I see. Yeah. So right now, first term is all the same for both programs. If you then decide that you want to go to construction, the best time to make that switch is between December and January of this year. Thanks, Dino. But again, to make that switch, you do have to talk to your academic advisor. Whenever you want to make a change to the program, you have to contact the academic advisor. Okay? So it's the academic advisor that will make that transition for you, that will help you with that transition. And just to reiterate one more time, first term is all completely online. You will not have to come to campus. The only time you would have to come to campus is if you are having a problem with your laptop and you need to bring that into IT in order to get it serviced. So Blackboard Collaborate, I'm going to pull up my, Blackboard Collaborate. When I want to go to my courses, I'm going to go to Blackboard Learn here. So I'm just on the Niagara College website. I'm on my NC portal. I'm going to go into Blackboard Learn. And then within Blackboard Learn, your courses are underneath Advanced My Courses. So you will see the courses that you have underneath here, and you should see 7 courses there because we have our CAD 1, our estimating, we have communications, we have math, we have effective learner. So you should see 7 courses underneath there that you are enrolled in. And when you have CAD, you'll go to this one here, CAP 1434. So tomorrow morning, 8:30, you are going to meet me in this CAD 1 course. You're going to click on CAD 1 here. You are then going to go over to Blackboard Collaborate on the left-hand side here. And then within here, you are going to join me by clicking on this first session that's in here. So it's not started yet, so it won't allow us to go in there. So we'll just click on that and it will ask us to join the session. And that's where we will meet. So each course, you have to go to the Blackboard Setup, which is in the My NC portal. Okay, so you're going to go to the Nair College portal. You're going to go to Blackboard Learn. You're going to go to your course that's on that date. Then you're going to go over to Blackboard Collaborate Ultra. Then you'll join the session that is posted there for you. Does that help, Ethan? Okay, good. Okay, so this, like, we're going to have a little bit of a transition, right? If you find, you know, that you can't find the link, or you're struggling to find something, just shoot us an email, right? So if you know you're supposed to be in CAD 1 and you can't find the link, you can go to contacts in the course. You can go into contacts, and then you can email myself or Tony, because both of us are teaching this at the same time. So we will both be in the Blackboard Collaborate session on tomorrow morning. So if you're having trouble getting into there, you can click on the email and you can email us your issue there. So I'll just repeat that one more time. So the My NC, whenever I open up my Chrome, because we want to be in Chrome, whenever I open up Chrome, you are going to have these 2 pages preloading already. You're going to have the Apps Anywhere popping up, and you're going to have the Niagara portal loading in. So go to the Blackboard Learn. Blackboard Learn will take you to the main page where your advanced courses are. Keeping in mind, you will have 7 courses in here, right? I only have 3 because these are the ones that I'm teaching. You're going to have 7, the 7 courses for the first term. Tomorrow morning, you're going to click on this 8:30 in the morning, right? That's when we start our CAD 1. You're going to click on 1434 CAD 1. You'll notice that there's already a weekly announcement in there. There's also this course link. The course link takes you to Blackboard Collaborate. So you can either click here or you can click up here. Okay. So we'll go here to the Ultra. And then tomorrow morning, this session will be active. You'll be able to click on there and it will say join the session. Okay, I'm just noticing we've missed a question. So I'm just going to go back into the chat and look to see where you have placed your question there. Okay, so you're asking about programs that are not on the Apps Anywhere. What we're gonna, I'm not sure what programs that you are thinking that you require that are on Apps Anywhere, but right now, on your laptop, if you have picked up your college issued laptop, AutoCAD is already locally installed on that laptop. The other applications that you will require for your courses, they will be discussed in the individual course, and they will walk you through how to get the software from Apps Anywhere. Okay, so don't worry about that right now. We will walk you through in the course, dependent where the software is going to be used, we will walk you through that program. Does that answer your question? The other thing I kind of wanted to point out, okay, so yeah, if IT has sent you the link on how to remotely access, that is That's through Splashtop, so that is what you need to make sure that you are following those instructions. I'm not sure what you mean by is recording will be there. I just wanted to point out, so right now I'm using, what I'm displaying right now, this is Firefox. And if you look, if I go to Firefox, you'll notice that I'm in Apps Anywhere and it says validation failed, okay? It's really important that you use Chrome. Chrome is much more user-friendly with Apps Anywhere. So you'll notice that the validation has failed. If I go over here and hit retry, then I say, got a few more clicks here, and then it says validation successful. So if you are using Firefox, you may have some additional pieces of information that you have to give. Okay. If you are using Chrome, that validation is automatic. So I suggest that you always use the Chrome product. Okay, use Chrome for your internet. Recordings are located within a course-by-course basis. So if I'm looking for a recording for CAP 1434 CAD 1, which is our AutoCAD introduction, I have to go into this Blackboard Collaborate Ultra. I then go to the menu drop down here, and then I go to recordings. Okay, that is where recordings will be stored for the term. If there are any session recordings that are being saved on a case-by-case basis. And you'll notice if I go to recordings right now, because we still have not had our first class in AutoCAD, there are no recordings right now, but that is how you get into it. You go to Blackboard Collaborate Ultra, you then go to the menu, and you then have recordings there. So any other questions? Want repeated or a little more clarification, or did we miss one in the chat? Okay, so first we'll go with Ricardo. The recording available, like how long will the recording be available? I think that's the question. In my course, the recordings are available all term. So once we have our first class, that first class recording will be available all term. Again, that is on a professor basis. So make sure you ask that question in the individual classes. Okay, so just looking here. You're welcome. They sent me attachment files. Okay, so you don't have Pasco? That's the cloud paging. Maybe, Wing, could you offer some information on the Bridge Designer and the Model Smart 3D?
Yeah, yes, Denise. I was just typing in the chat actually. So the only program you need of that list is actually Adobe Acrobat DC20. The other programs are actually not in first term. You're not going to need that in the fall 2021 term, but later on in the program. So the only program you need is Adobe Acrobat, and I think to install that, you have to install another program. I think Adobe Creative Cloud you have to install first. Then you have to install Adobe Acrobat DC. in the end, if you wait until tomorrow or next week, I'm going to walk you through that anyways, right? So, to install MathCAD later on, I think I do have you install that one program, Adobe Acrobat. And I do go through a little bit of an overview of Adobe Acrobat AC20 in the second week, if that helps you. Okay. I'll just put this in the chat just in case you missed it. Okay. And now I'll clarify. Okay.
So it's another one. How can we change a program if we want? Okay, so that question has to be, if you are a international student, you have to contact, if you're an international student and you want to change programs, you have to contact Charles. And that program change, if you are looking to change it like immediately, if you want to start into a different program tomorrow, you have to contact him immediately in order to make the change to the programs. Because I think after the end of this week, you can no longer switch programs. Okay. So if you are a international student, you have to contact Charles. If you are a Canadian student or a domestic student, we call you, you have to contact Catherine to make those program changes. Okay, so if you want to change a program, that is how you have to change it. If you are registered in the civil engineering technician program and you want to change to the construction engineering technology program, that is not required until December. So if you're registered right now in the civil engineering and the construction engineering technology program, we have a common first year. So that is, a common first term. So that is not required to change programs right now. You would have to change programs in the winter. So you would have to change programs in December or the first week in January. If you are looking to completely change your program, so let's say right now you're registered in the civil and you want to go to mechanical or you want to go to computers, you have to contact your academic advisor, Charles or Catherine. Okay, so you have to contact your academic advisor. Okay, and again, for your timetable, you're looking at your timetable, Ethan, and one of my asynchronous courses is hybrid online. It is only online. You will not have to go into the school. Okay, you will not have to go into the school. And again, if you're make sure that you attend your classes to find out any other special information. Okay, getting, I think I missed a question here. So Jordan, you're wondering, how do you get to this page? What page were you looking for? Were you looking for the Apps Anywhere page? Yes, okay, so the Apps Anywhere, whenever I start a new internet program, so let me just close my Firefox here. The, do you have a college issued laptop? Jordan? Okay, so if you have a college issued laptop, so you can click on one of the icons on your status bar here, and I'm going to click on the Firefox application. So I'm just opening up my internet application, and I'm opening, I chose the Firefox one. And you'll notice two tabs automatically load in, right? So the first tab is the Home tab, Niagara Portal, and the other one says Niagara College. That's the Apps Anywhere tab, okay? So if I go here to Blackboard Learn on the Niagara Portal, it opens up to where my actual courses are, okay? If I look at the other tab, it brings me into Apps Anywhere, okay? It brings me into the Apps Anywhere. So again, all I did was I opened up my internet link here. If for some reason you made some changes and that didn't work out, all you need to do is type in Niagara College. Just go to the Niagara College website and go either to Blackboard or MyNC up here. If you go to Blackboard, so I'm just on the college webpage, right? The main college webpage. If you accidentally remove those links, and just go to Blackboard and it'll take you to that location. All right, so just going back here, looking at a couple other ones. Caleb, as far as I know right now, I would assume that the tutoring is probably going to be online, so meeting through Teams or something like that nature. We probably have more information about tutoring as we progress through the term. But I'm assuming that we're probably going to be doing through probably MS Teams. If you have to go to campus, you have to prove that you have been vaccinated, right? So that's an issue with the tutoring as well. Okay, I saw a couple other questions up here. All right, so Tony, you're going to contact Catherine about your program change. When is the timetable for winter semester available? That timetable won't be available until early December. And whether or not we're going to be on campus, that announcement probably will be made, thinking probably early October. Okay, so whether or not we are going to be on campus in the winter, that decision will likely be made in early October. And as for timetable selection for the winter term, that is early December. Vaccination receipts, well, that is proof. However, you have to upload that information to the website. So that vaccination proof, you may have to go and get a PDF from the vaccination website that Ontario has out. You have to be double vaccinated to come on campus. I'm going to just go back to the campus web page. And they're right here. If you visit here, it says, so visit the latest on COVID-19. You have to go here. All of the information about current requirements is talked about on this main page here. Okay. So all I did there is I went to the Niagara College website. I then clicked on COVID-19 information here, and I was able to come to this web page here. It talks about the requirements to getting onto campus. Okay. The only reason that you guys would need to go to campus this term is if you have laptop issues. Okay, if you have laptop issues. The Niagara College Toronto campus is a business campus, so it is not. It's still the same requirements. You're going to have to be vaccinated if you want to go to that campus. Right now, Jordan, you do not need any apps from Apps Anywhere. Right now, that is not required. So you will not require any of those apps right now. Once you visit each one of your courses throughout the weeks, we will tell you when you are required to get some of that.
Denise, at one point in time, they said that you could get on campus with first dose for now, and I think by October 18th, you had to have the second dose. I'm not sure if that's still the requirement, but I think if they have proof of first dose, they can still get onto campus, but the second dose has to be done by the October 18th.
Okay, I see. So if you are unsure on whether or not you can get to the campus, you need to go to this Safe Return to Campus, because there are some things that you have to do prior to getting to campus. you have to upload that receipt about vaccination. Okay, so if I go down, let me go back, there's a link here. Campus access guides, okay? You're a student. All the information is here, okay? Pre-arrival checklist, okay? Proof of vaccination, right? In order to get access to campus, you have to complete this, okay? So, and then here is the documentation form and the proof of vaccination how-to guide, okay? All of that information is right there. You also have to do a daily health screening. So even if you've uploaded your vaccination and it's been accepted, you then have to, the day of when you are going to go to campus, you have to complete this daily health screening. If there is no information on the session time for Math 113403, who's your teacher, Sigar? And math teach, can you put your math teacher's name in there? Is it Mark, Lisa, or Jeffrey? Mark. Okay, Mark is doing completely asynchronous delivery. So that means there's no specific time that you meet him and collaborate, but you must go and look through the course documents and read his announcements. So you will still be going into the course here, but you want to make sure that you're reading the announcements and making sure that you are completing information on a specific time frame there. You'll definitely need your student number for anything college related.
Denise, it's probably important that the students know that there's no immediate need for them to buy books today, that they should wait until their first classes. Their professors will tell them what to do. And any of these issues about getting software downloaded, a lot of those can get dealt with in the first class. We're not going to be starting off where you have to have everything for the very first class. There's going to be a little bit of time where you can get all these things.
Thank you, Dina. So Louis, you're asking about approved travel block. That is something that I personally have no, I would not be able to provide you. Yes, that is the email for Catherine. That information about your approved travel, if you are an international student, it is best to talk to the NC quarantine team or to your international academic advisor. Okay? So, or you can go to the canada.ca website and ask about international students. That is something that I am not familiar with the processes, and I believe they are quite specific. So you want to make sure that you go to the appropriate person to ask those questions. And the NC quarantine team probably is quite busy right now, so maybe make touch base with them again. Anthony, that's a good question. I'm not really sure what the picture is required. Let me go to, I'm going to search on the Niagara College website. Okay, so ID cards. So one of the things they're saying is if you are submitting your photo online, are you using a computer to submit it as opposed to a mobile device? Okay, so certain size. Okay. So it's talking about this maximum size here. If you use, maybe one of my colleagues can help me out here, to get in, and I think some formats, what is the application where I can actually see pixel size? If it's a JPEG and pixel size, what is the editor that I can use to make sure I see pixel size? Photoshop. Okay, I think it is Photoshop. So just crop it and try it again. Hopefully that helps.
Yeah, on your cell phone, if you're using your cell phone to take your selfie, you do have to crop it, and that makes it smaller, makes the file size smaller. So you want to get it as close to your beautiful face as you can.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, so crop it and try it again. Buses. Okay, so again, these for buses, I believe there is a bus. I'm going to the search here. I'm gonna type in bus pass. Okay, also the paint. And we have paint preloaded into the onto our laptops. So we have bus routes. It looks as though we have the Student Advisement Administration Council. So they are the ones that deal with the bus passes. So you're gonna have to go to the SAC website, okay, the SAC website here. And we're gonna go to your services, transit. And it says, unfortunately, there will not be a UPass for Niagara College students for the 2021-2022 academic year, okay? So it was suspended. So if you are talking about bus passes, they are not current right now. And you'll notice here that I went to this webpage. You can chat with somebody who knows a little more information about this. Okay? So you can go to the Niagara College SAC, which is the Student Administrative Council. And that is somebody who is more in the know about this than ourselves. So go into there and you can ask questions about that. Okay, so have you made contact with anybody in IT about getting your laptop, Alexander? Okay, so you have an appointment. You have access to a computer right now, I'm assuming, or are you on your phone doing the joining us today? Okay, so you'll be able to use your phone tomorrow to log on with the classes, right? And probably the first week, we will not necessarily need our laptops. Do you have an appointment when you are going to be getting your laptop? You say you have an appointment. Do you know what date you're getting it? Okay, so you should be pretty good. You'll be all right, Alexander. Burton, if you are in Ontario, you will receive a laptop. You may have to make an appointment to go and pick it up. If you are not in Ontario, you will be using Splashtop, and they would have sent you all of that information about that. Are you in Ontario, Burton? Okay, so if you are in Ontario, you need to make an appointment with IT to pick up the laptop. You make an appointment with IT using this IT service desk at niagaracollege.ca. That is how you make an appointment to get a laptop. Email IT service desk at niagaracollege.ca. Keeping in mind, you will have to ensure that you have filled in the campus access, right? Going and doing your pre-arrival checklist. If you were denied daily health screening, that means that you are not healthy enough to go to campus today. So I'm not sure if you, maybe you'll have to try again tomorrow. Right, if we look at the daily health screening, if I click on this, you must complete it every day. If you are not successful in the completion, you will not be allowed to enter campus, okay? So it's important that when you read the questions, you make sure you are thoughtful in your selection on the answers, because if you do not fill this in properly, you will be denied access.
Hi, Denise. It's Alec here. Can I say something about the health screening?
Sure.
Yeah. So I'll be teaching materials 1 and 2. So in the winter term, you have materials 1. You will have to fill this out, like Denise is saying. Now, it changes, or it most likely will be changing by winter time with the questions. So just don't go through and just click no, 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 or yes, yes, whatever it may be. Make sure you do read the questions every time to make sure that you're filling it out properly. Because if you just assume that the screen is exactly the same as the day before and you fill it out without looking at the questions, you will be denied access on campus and you will not be allowed on campus. And currently, I'm not exactly sure how they're resolving that situation. You may need to have a negative test, so it may cause you more headache and hassle in the long run. So make sure you read the questions very carefully and fill it out on that given day. That's all I wanted to say, Denise.
Yeah, that's very good advice, Alec. The point of the daily screening is to ensure that you are healthy enough to come to campus. So make sure you read those questions and answer honestly, right? Okay, so the student ID page. If you are unsure of anything, when you go to the Niagara College website, just go to the search button and type student ID. Okay, so student ID. Student ID wasn't lost or stolen. It is ID cards. Or, thank you, Ethan. There is the web page there. The link. Thank you very much. Colton, that's not really something that I can answer for you. You are going to likely have to do a little more requesting of information on this page here. There's some frequently asked questions on the access page, and there is likely a contact if you have further questions. Okay, so if that here, there are additional requirements, and I believe if we go down, you can talk to somebody about it, or you will be able to, if you want to contact somebody if you have specific questions about your condition. Okay, I don't want to assume things and give you wrong information. You don't necessarily physically need your ID card to pick up your laptop, but you should physically you should have your ID on a piece of paper. Okay. So this, you still have a student number, right? So you'll bring that student number with you. If you do not have, so right now, as I said earlier, communications with Mr. Len Ferry, effective learner, which is STDV 1110 by Randy Colton. They are not on the timetable because they are asynchronous delivery, meaning there is no specific time that you will be meeting week to week, but you will definitely have to check in through the Blackboard and make sure that you are confirming the requirements through the announcements and the course documents. Your student number, if you go, any help on this, guys? I'm not quite sure where the student number would be.
Denise, we could give it to him, but we'd rather do that offline.
Yeah. Andrew, you might be able to find it. My information, maybe underneath the tools on Blackboard, maybe my information. In the dashboard. Okay, in the notifications dashboard, Anna, or okay, yeah, sounds good, Andrew. No, we did not record this, I don't believe. Or did we? Did we record this? Frank, when you started it out, did you record it?
It's recording. I
Okay.
believe it's recording. No.
Okay,
It says recording up in the corner, yes, but it
Yeah.
says recording messages in this chat, so I'm assuming it.
Okay, so we have been recording this. How do you find it? You're going to go back to the Construction Studies homeroom. You're going to go to Blackboard Collaborate Ultra. You're going to go to this menu item here. You're going to then go to recordings. Okay. And you will see our session. The other thing is we will also post this PDF of the PowerPoint. I will be posting it in the CAD 1 course. So I will point you to that tomorrow as well. Okay, that's good to know. So Andrew there, so Anna also says that your student ID is on your timetable or on your academic report. Arlie, the ID may or may not be ready when you pick up your laptop. So you can try it, but again, that's something that is completely separate from what we do at the college. So it might be ready, it might not be ready. It might be in the mail, who knows? As long as you have your ID, the actual number, you'll be okay. Okay, I think we've covered a fair bit today. What we are going to, I think we'll close it off now unless there's any more questions. And we'll meet you tomorrow at 8:30.
Okay, goodbye, everyone. Have a great day and good luck this term.
Thank you. Okay, so Darwin, I'm just seeing using Slashdot.
Bye.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, guys. Darwin, yes, you can use, if you are remoting into a laptop using Splashtop, yes, you will be using your own personal computer to log into Blackboard. We'll see you tomorrow morning, everybody. Frank,
Yeah.
we didn't get the calculators, right, this year?
No. They got nothing this year.
Yeah, Dino, no calculators this year.
Are we meeting in Teams?
Is that not in their material fees then?
Say again, Dino?
Do you guys want to meet in Teams right now?
Yes.
Sure.
Okay, I stopped the recording, so I guess we can move out and we'll go to Teams.
Sure, sounds good.
Okay.
Sorry, how could I left this meeting?
Oh, how do
Does I
you?
need to close the window?
Yeah, you go over here. So see how I have, if I go on the top left-hand side, there's a little mic, like a magnifying glass. Sorry. There's 3 lines. It says open session. There's 3 lines on it. And you can
Oh, yes.
leave session at the very bottom.
Okay. Okay, I got it. Thank you.
Okay.
Bye.
All right. We'll see you tomorrow.
See you.
Thank you.
Okay, everybody, we're gonna leave, and we're gonna leave the session, and we will see you guys tomorrow.